I wonder if you can hear my cat purring, not Mango there, but this one here in my lap. Anyway, I wanted to just explain some things about what I'm building here, but also I wanted to say that I paused Christmas Eve and Christmas Day to put online my 42 stanza poem, narrative poem, The Eve of Christmas. I wanted to try to get that out. I wrote it in 1977, so almost 50 years ago. But I never tried to recite the whole thing, read the whole thing. I found it very hard to do, largely because I was moved by the story, and in some cases by the literary effects. But that's not going to be my subject here. I'm going to go on about the Eve of Christmas. I'll give you a link in case you're curious, because there's a good bit to be said about it, but I did finally get it all online. All right, now, what I'm building, I'm out of fire brick and tile, and what's fire brick, tile, cast iron, dishes. I'm sort of amazed that people are interested in this as many people as are. But I want to explain some things. If you tried to build something like this, I mean, let's say you had all the stuff, how would you keep it clean? How would you clean that? Well, I clean it with the hose. Once a day or more, I take the hose there, that green hose right there, and I give it a blasting, a gentle one usually. And I do it largely because it humidifies the house. The dishes don't absorb water, but the bricks and the tiles do, and the cast iron some. I get everything wet. But you couldn't really do that if you had, like, imagine a carpet floor in a basement or a wooden floor upstairs, and the pure weight of it. If you had something like this in the upstairs of a normal house, it would bring the whole house down. So these are unique conditions. But I especially wanted to say about using a hose. If this were out of a big block of stone, it would be just as heavy, but it wouldn't work nearly as well as thermal mass, because this all works like a radiator, or radiator, some people say. The air can go into it and out of it and circulate all around it, and so it can take up the heat like a sponge, and it can let that heat off like a sponge. It quickly absorbs the radiation. I talked about that before. There's very little conduction involved here. That furnace is pretty much freestanding. Anyway, you'd have to keep that in mind. If you ever wanted to build something like this, all open like this, you'd have to have a way to get a rinsing in there, because otherwise it would just get so dirty and dusty. Another thing, I right there on the floor, you can see two old stove doors that I had in my scrapyard, sort of in my bone pile. Either one of them could be made to work right there, but I think I'm going to make my own. But I wanted to say that in a door, in this kind of a furnace, take that door right there. The upper door is a charging door. The lower door is an ash clean-out door. You've got to have them. Although they can also both be sort of one. They're separated by a grate, but the upper door has got that slot that slides. Well, that's an afterburner. And when that furnace was burning coal, or when you're burning coal, you need an afterburner to send oxygen over the top of the bed of coals to complete that combustion. It's not really so much necessary in a wood burner. You wouldn't really have to have that, which this has become. And then that door, that hinge door, inside the other door down there, that of course is the draft. And we just wedge it open with a nail in or close it. The reason it's got a little bit of an arm on it is because there used to be a chain connecting it. There was a rather awkward electrical thermostat system that would work that. I never was happy with that one, although a very simple one on a right-way stove that I used, Joyce and I used in New Hampshire, was beautiful. It was just nothing but a bimetal strip on a real light door, and they do have them. They were fine, but I've found that it's not necessary. That single nail is enough. Now, on the far side of a furnace, there's ways of checking the draft. Sometimes there'll be a casting that'll say check draft or draft check. A hinged door that introduces air on the far side of it just to slow down the draft. I have found that has not been necessary. The other thing that you'll often see on a wood stove, and it is necessary really on a regular wood stove, is a damper. It's like a butterfly valve inside a duct, inside the flue. And when you tune a fireplace has that too, and should absolutely be used. It's different, not a butterfly valve, but when you to get your fire most efficient, when you tune them, you get the fire going, everything right, and then you take that damper and you close it right to the point where a tiny bit of smoke comes out somewhere, and then you reopen it just a little bit, and then it's right on that edge. It's not wasting air. Well, I'm going to go on. Oh, and maybe I should get up and make this all one video. I just put the coffee maker in this electric hot plate there to indicate that that's where cooking would be, although I could plug it in and use it. Here are those two stoves, or doors. And here's another view of those various parts. Let's take a look, see how the fires are going right now. Nice. I'll slide that open if I'm burning something in there that's producing more smoke than it should, but normally that's closed. All right, I'm going to continue. Oh, here, might as well let talks out. I'm going to continue with these tiles because I have so many. I can't believe how many I've got, and I've got more firework too. I'm going to replace all those pieces, miscellaneous stuff, with a wall of this loose, because I've got enough of these tiles to do something like that. And over here, I don't know if you can see, it might be too dark here. These are baskets full. Well, no, those are white small ceramic tiles. This is full of this kind of tile. I rinse them off, clean them up, and then I'll use them. And I'll build a couple of walls there and there, and I'll find a different place for that stuff. So you'll see that developing.